afternoon.
And good evening.
Welcome to the Massey Channel.
We apologise for not actually making any videos for the last how many months?
Yeah, we need to be more consistent, but there's just been a lot of changes going on for us. I know we come on here and apologise a lot, but yeah, we're sorry, guys.
We do have great content coming up. So yeah, be tuned for some vlogs and other things. So today, as you can see from the title, is a 1 year review of marriage. Yeah. So we have Janine behind the camera. Is going to be asking us a few questions. I think it's 7 questions.
Say hi, Janine.
Hi.
And yeah, we're just going to basically try and be as transparent as possible. And yeah, just tell us how our year's been. So
yeah, 1 year wedding review. Well,
yeah,
marriage review.
Marriage.
Marriage.
Janine, go ahead.
Okay, hi guys. So since it's your first year of marriage, have you felt that you've had to alter the way you communicate as a married couple? And do you find that wives communicate differently from husbands and vice versa?
Well, the questions indicate to you, isn't it?
Oh, vice versa.
Go on.
Well, in terms of communication, yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, I think we definitely do communicate differently. There's times that I want to communicate about something and then Lee doesn't know how to communicate at that time. I think time is a big factor with our communication as well. Like, I would like to talk about things more, whereas Lee's a bit more blunt and brief. But that doesn't work in a marriage because how am I meant to know what he's thinking? And that's what can cause like some debates or conflict because I don't know what he's thinking and he thinks I know what he's thinking. So I have to keep like reminding him to communicate with me.
Like, there could be a situation where like I might need to go somewhere at a precise time and something's come up, but I'm just saying to Samantha I just need to be there at that time. She doesn't understand why, and then an argument could arise or disagreement, but I didn't actually tell her why things, like something may have changed in the plans that with this person or something, and it just causes some next issues. So communicating like throughout anything is definitely one of the things to look for.
It's something that I have to like always, as I said before, I've got to talk to Lee about, and it's every day. Like, communication's every day, and it's important because we've got to know what page we're on, and we've got to know where we're going next, what we're about to do. And if you don't communicate effectively, then yeah.
I think for males, I'm talking about for myself, like our communication is very blunt. Like, we just say a few things and yeah, it's done. But Samantha's she's wired differently. Like, she won't answer in one sentence.
Yeah, that's
It'll be
another
like
thing.
one sentence times 10, like a paragraph thing.
Liam would be like, oh, can you just answer this but with a yes or a no? And I'll be like, I can't answer
I
that
love
with
my
a
closed
yes.
questions,
I
not
can't.
open questions.
Mine's open. I can't, because I need to explain the reason why I'm saying no or yes. Because I just feel like you would win the conversation or something because I'm saying yes, and it's like, okay, yes, that's it, and you won't understand the process.
So have you both experienced challenges?
Yeah, we had challenges before marriage. We overcame them through Jesus, through God. If it wasn't him, we wouldn't be here where we are now. And through our marriage, Jesus is our answer. Like, we've overcome it through speaking to him, also through family and friends, speaking to each other, and just remembering who we are in Christ as well. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and what I do want to do as well, when you're going through challenges, it's always good to just keep in a small circle. Don't just always publicly put it on Facebook or like spread it across, because then you'd be tainting other people's relationships or like just bringing the whole vibe of marriage down. Even though it could be something that could be easily fixed or could be mad miscommunication.
You gotta know who you're talking to. Like, I have like certain friends or family members that I'll talk to specifically about certain things, but it's not everything in your marriage you share with everyone, because also you might be painting a bad picture of your husband or your wife, and there are things that they might not understand how you got to that argument or something. So that's why it's important to talk to one another, and not always run to other people, and especially God as well.
And just quickly, do you think it's possible to overcome challenges without any external help and advice?
I think it depends what the challenge is. Sometimes you need that time away from your partner, not to run away, but that time to kind of process it with someone else. I think that's important. Because if, for example, Lee's the problem, I can't always talk to him about it because he's the problem. So
So what has been your source of strength throughout your marriage so far?
God.
Yeah, definitely cry.
Without him, we could not carry on our marriage because he is the centre of the marriage. He created marriage. You should always be like best friends with them first. You should always have that friendship because you're not always going to be lovey-dovey every second. And when that friendship fails, when that lovey-doveyness fails, the only person you can lean on is God. You should always lean on him in the first place, but he should always be at the centre. So like whatever you go through, you can come together. You have that midpoint, which is the Lord, and then you can come out of it strong.
And do you think there's a way to measure how long it takes to know your partner?
Nope. I think that it will take like a lifetime to really understand your partner.
I don't think you can ever fully know someone, whether it be your family relationships or your friends, like especially your husband or your wife. You can never, because we change every day, different circumstances, different social situations, physical, mental, emotional. It will affect you, and it's just about learning each day, each moment in time about your partner. And it's fun to learn about your partner each day. There's new and exciting things that may come up.
I think there's going to be different pressures in life as you grow up that you haven't experienced with yourself. Like obviously marriage was one pressure, and we've got in terms of getting married, and then another one would be saving to get a house. Other one could be children, then one could be children becoming teenagers, and I don't know, a lot of things that will challenge both of us on how we can do it the best way we can. But until those things happen, we won't know how we would act in those situations, so you're constantly going to learn.
And just relating to that, in your previous videos you had a series on love languages. So how has learning these languages helped in any way?
I think it's very important to remember them. So I know we've done a video on it, but it's about remembering them throughout marriage because it really does help. For example, if there's a bit of tension and stuff, and I'm just thinking, what is going on with my husband? Why is he just grumpy? Like, what's going on? And I have to think to myself, okay, am I loving him in the way that he needs to be loved? Like yours was quality time.
Yeah.
So am I spending enough time with my husband? Am I doing the little things that he loves, like like watching a movie in bed or going to the movies or things like that? I know Corona's kind of ruined a lot of things, but it's just the little things that count. And am I spending enough time doing that? So yeah, it's an important aspect.
I think when we was reviewing the love languages, it's like we started naming the type of love languages when we was doing certain things.
Yeah.
So like I think one time I got something for her and I was like, oh, this is acts of service or stuff like that.
Or physical touch or quality time or what's the other one?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, words of affirmation.
What do you see as a gem that is specific to your marriage experience so far?
I believe that you should always continue dating your partner, your husband, your wife, because why would you work for something, you get it, and then you just don't do it anymore? Because that's what brought you both together. Going out with each other, complimenting one another, dressing up for one another, all these little things. When you get married, I think sometimes some people can often lose it. And I think it's a constant reminder for both of us to continue dating. Like I should continue dating Lee, and he should continue dating me, and just doing the little things that drew you together in the first place, complimenting and loving one another.
One way I would look at it as it's only like cars, it's like you save for a car, so you start learning about a relationship, then you finally get the car, you get your partner, you start driving the car. You hear what I'm saying now? You start driving the car, so your relationship is building. But then if you park the car up and just don't come back for months, your car, it needs to be maintained constantly. You can't just drive a car all year, don't put any oil in it, don't check, put no petrol in it, that petrol is the fuel in it of your excitement in your marriage. You have to constantly keep topping up. If you don't do that, if you don't top up, your engine's gonna seize up, and then it's gonna be cold, can't start, rusty relationship. You know what I mean? So exactly.
I like that.
So obviously God's speaking through me.
I like
But
that.
so you just have to be
I agree.
maintained.
Maintain your relationship.
Very interesting answers so far. So here's a trio of closing questions. What are your takeaways? What have you learnt so far? And what will you do differently in years to come?
Forgiveness is hard, but it's very important, and it's a must. It's not something you need to negotiate to do, it's something you have to do. And may take a little bit of time in some aspects, but you got to forgive instantly, because God said, if we don't forgive, we won't be forgiven. So, and then you can't move on with your relationship if you don't forgive. Also remembering to love my husband, despite maybe his wrongdoings, my wrongdoings, or hard situations, to love him throughout. And enjoy. I think I need to remember to enjoy marriage.
Because you're always talking negative stuff.
Not always. It just depends on the situation.
Always
But-
acting like it's gloomy.
No, because sometimes I'm really irritating.
One thing
I'm so annoying.
listen, one thing
Oh,
I
we
would
didn't
say,
do what we learned about John. So annoying.
listen, one thing I need to learn, what I've learned and what I'm learning, and the next years to come, is that I need to try and have a mindset of that I'm not independent anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I need to move my mind from that. It's like normally I'll just go and do anything, but now I'm learning to consult my wife.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't do that, but like,
I think for me, I need to my emotions. I guess.
yeah, emotions.
So
it's
my,
like a
I
roller coaster.
think sometimes my emotions are up and down. So I need to remember that it's not always my husband's actions that's actually annoying me. It's actually my he is an annoying guy. I love him, but he's very annoying. But I need to not think with my emotions all the time.
Yeah, just think of,
And sometimes when Lee's being irritating, I need to remember that he's just sometimes having fun. So I mean, I need to lighten up a bit, but you need to learn that it's not always jokes for everything. I think that's what you need to do. And I think for you need to learn how to communicate better with me. And I need to learn when to shut off, because, for example, my communication time might be in bed when it's 11 o'clock.
oh yeah, that's
But for me,
That's
it's
not a
like, that's the
story.
cozy time, that's the time, let's have bed talk, let's have pillow talk. But he's like, I want to sleep.
pillow
I
talk
want
don't
to sleep.
exist in my world.
So I need to pick a better time, and he needs to just be a bit more understanding.
Yeah.
And also, before we got married, like after we sorted out whatever we said, actually not even that, beforehand, it was like, in our marriage, we don't want to use the D word. We want to keep that out of our marriage, like despite our conflicts and our arguments or whatever that goes on.
What's the D word?
Divorce.
Oh,
So if we just
see,
take
that
that,
don't exist in
that's
my
what I'm
head.
saying. If we take it, I'm not saying that everyone's marriage is perfect. So I'm not sitting here saying that, but I'm saying if you just take that out of the marriage, throw it away, and let's like lean on what the positives are.
So thank you for watching the video, and thank you. Please subscribe and stay tuned for our next content that's coming out. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.